Hey kids, what time is it?
Adventure time!
And where are we going?
St. George.
That's right, we're going to St. George, and on the way we're going to see the annular solar eclipse.
Yeah.
Are you all excited?
Yeah!
All right, you look really excited. How about you up here, James and Clara?
I'm so excited!
So we have Lucy and Lydia here in the back of the car in the rear-facing seats. We're taking our Model S on this trip, and Jessica is up here in the middle row, I guess normally the back seats of a car, so that she can help all the kids and pass things into the back and help James here, etc. And then here in the front, I'm driving mostly, and then we have stuff in the passenger seat right there. It is currently 4:45 in the morning, so crazy early, but we wanted to get a jump on the traffic. There is some lanes that are closed down on the freeway, and also the solar eclipse is causing a lot of people to go to this area. And we want to be able to charge at the Richfield supercharger without lines, so we're just getting an early start on the day. I set the car to charge to 100%, and it is now at 99%. It might have gone up to that, or it just stopped at 99. Sometimes it doesn't quite get 100%. This first segment of the drive is going to look like this. We're going down to the Richfield, Utah supercharger right there. And as it stands right now, there's 3 available, but there's only 4 total there. And so I'm hopeful that we don't have to wait in line there because of the traffic today. So this first segment is going to be a 2-hour drive and 132 miles. Oh, and it estimates that we'll get there at 22%.
This little piggy cried wee 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 all the way home.
We are 14 minutes away from the supercharger, and up here it's showing that it's preconditioning the battery. And also, this is a new notice I've never seen before that says consider navigating to a less busy supercharger. And if we look down here, you can see it shows that there's currently 1 stall available, and recently it was 4 stalls available. So apparently 3 people just arrived there recently, and it's okay. I think that considering that it's only 6:30 in the morning, that we'll probably be able to get the available spot, and if not, we won't probably have to wait for long, but we'll find out. Looking at the energy graph, we've been getting 352 watt-hours per mile over the last 30 miles. Also, looking at the trip graph, you can see it starts at 100% here where we were at home, and this is what it's been doing throughout the course of the drive, and it looks like we're pretty much arriving right on target. We're plugged in now. I didn't notice what it peaked at, but it was a little bit over 100 kilowatts. I have us currently navigated to the Convention Center supercharger down in St. George, which is the next place that we'd like to charge. We might end up charging somewhere up here. We're going to stop at a friend's house up in the Cedar City area. And there's obviously also a supercharger in Beaver. However, I don't want to rely on going to Beaver because we're not going to be getting down to that until after the solar eclipse, and traffic is just going to be horrendous, so I don't want to try to wait in line there. So I have us navigating down to St. George, and the car is estimating that it's going to take 45 minutes of charging to get to that state of charge. So it's currently 6:44 a.m. and it's definitely going to be a while, but that's what I anticipated, leaving here about 7:30 in the morning. Hey James, how was the drive? Did you enjoy it? Did you sleep at all?
No,
I slept.
of course not.
Yeah. How was that part of the drive, kids? Good? All right. This is the Richfield supercharger, like I said, and this is our first time ever stopping here, surprisingly, because we've been, I think, to all the superchargers in Utah, but we've never had occasion to come over to this general area, and so now we've been to all of them. After a pit stop in the hotel, we're heading back out to the car. It's getting close to being ready to go, and the sun is starting to come up. We now have an estimated arrival percentage at the next supercharger at 10%, and because we're running around and doing other things, and we're potentially just going to charge at the house we're staying at tonight down here in St. George and not go to the supercharger, we're pretty confident that that's plenty of range for what we need, and it's now 7:41. And the battery is at 87%, and we're currently at 27 kilowatt charge rate, which is quite low. And we have taken on 48 kilowatt hours. So I'm going to unplug and we're going to get on the road. Where we're headed next are some hot springs that are right down here next to Monroe. And so that's going to be about a 20-minute drive, and we're going to get there at about 82% on the battery. Way over there on the mountainside, just past that bunch of trees, is a red area on the side of the mountain, and that is where we're headed. This last part of the road is gravel, and it has some divots and ruts here and there, but in general it's in pretty good shape. and I think I saw some cars up at the hot springs already. So let's go up and find out how many people are already here. This is going to be where we watch the eclipse from while we sit in the hot springs. At least that's what I'm picturing in my mind. Let's see how it plays out. There's a lot more boondocking happening here and just camping in general than I expected. I didn't realize that there was so much camping to be had right in this immediate area near the hot springs. And there's the hot springs now. You can see steam coming off of them, off this red hillside. And there's quite a few cars already here, so hopefully it's not too crazy crowded yet. And over here is the beautiful view across the valley. So it looks like the parking lot's not completely full yet, so that's good. We're scouting out the pools, and this one is fairly cold. This one right here is definitely the warmest one, and then there's two more down over this way. And this one's kind of lukewarm, and then that one is fairly cold. So not as consistent as I expected. And we're gonna go up to the top now and investigate up there. Here's a view from the top. It looks like the water is maybe coming out from right over there. They have a fence around it. And then there are rivulets coming down. And then you can see this whole red area is from mineral deposits of the water. And it's flowing down into the pools down below there. And the sun is just starting to hit the opposite side of the valley. You excited? All right, let's go try these pools out. We're gonna go over here to this one that's not as crowded, but it's a little bit warmer, and see how it goes. How's the water, girls? It's kind of cold? Okay, well don't get all your whole body in yet. We don't want to get you all wet. You might have to go into the upper pool where it's a little bit warmer, but it's also more crowded. At this point, it was just a matter of waiting for the eclipse. Since I wanted to be doing photography during the eclipse, I didn't want to get wet and then be shivering cold while trying to do that, so I stayed out of the water. Plus, the one warm pool was clearly already crowded. I explored the area looking at the cool rock formations the water has created over the years, plus I flew my drone so I could get some beautiful aerial video of the region. This was all of our first time to this area of Utah, and so obviously also our first time to this hot spring. However, we have been to many other hot springs in Utah, including the Fifth Water Hot Springs, which is also called the Spanish Fork Hot Springs. Plus, we've been to the Meadow Hot Springs, both of which I've made videos about. So I will include links in the video description to those videos. A solar eclipse takes several hours for the whole precession of the moon across the sun to happen, and many people just want to see the annularity right at the climax. So as time progressed, more and more people kept arriving, as I had expected. The annularity has just begun, and I have my car over there and I had my camera set up, but the way the shadows just happen to be falling is right as the annularity is beginning. My car is still in the shade of the mountain, just barely getting into the sun, but I had to hurry and come over here and set up my camera to begin the time lapse. And because I don't have a tracker, the sun is going to proceed across the screen as the time lapse proceeds, and I'm going to have to periodically reposition the camera. Not ideal, but also just the best I can do with the equipment that I have. On the front of my lens, I have this Daystar solar filter to protect my lens. This is cool, seeing the silhouettes of people in the steam and the sun in the background. Interestingly, in this video, you can see in the reflection of the sun on the right side of the screen, the moon just barely starting to poke up from the bottom of the sun. We are now 10 minutes away from the annularity, and it's getting quite cold. Only a few more minutes until we get to the Ring of Fire. The Ring of Fire is just beginning. In fact, it's cool. On my cell phone camera, you can see all of those ring refractions off of the lens. I don't know why there's so many or why they're the different colors that they are, but that is super cool. And I'll show you what the pictures look like from this camera, but you can also see it right there on the preview lens just a little bit. Yeah. What do you think, Lucy?
It's really cool.
What does it look like?
It's a ring of fire.
Why is there so much mud on your face? Those hot springs are a little bit muddy. And right now we're in full sunlight. There's almost no cloud cover, and it is really cold because the majority of the heat of the sun is blocked by the moon, obviously.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's right. It's fun. Different.
You see it.
Okay. Getting the camera to focus correctly proved difficult, so you may see softer and sharper focus changing throughout my time lapse of the eclipse. I was planning to slow down the time lapse earlier than I did to better see the perfectly centered eclipse, but Lucy distracted me. Luckily, I did slow it down just as the moon was about to be perfectly centered on the sun, though. An annular solar eclipse is not in the same league of awesomeness as a total solar eclipse, being able to see the hot coronal plasma radiating out from the sun. We were able to see that back in 2017 up in Idaho, but the kids don't remember it. This was still really cool to see, though. These are the best two pictures I was able to capture. Unfortunately, the perfectly centered image is slightly out of focus, and this second picture has a sharp focus, but the perfectly centeredness has already passed. Considering the hours it takes to get perfectly centered, it passes surprisingly fast. Claire, what's on your face? Is that mud? You've got mud on your face. Okay, I got it. What did you think of the hot springs?
I liked it.
What about the eclipse?
I loved it.
Was it cool? Lucy, what was your favorite part?
Watching the eclipse from the hot springs.
Yeah? What about you, Lydia? What was your favorite part?
Eating M&Ms.
Eating M&Ms. Clara, what was your favorite part?
Everything.
Everything.
She always said that.
How about you, James? He was so relaxed in the hot springs, he fell asleep. It is currently 11:52 a.m. and the solar eclipse ends in about 5 minutes, so we're about to leave. And I've routed us to where we're heading to tonight, and it shows that we need to stop in Cedar City for 5 minutes. So it's really close. If I click on remove all charging stops, it will reevaluate, and it's estimating that we would get there at 4%. So I'm actually going to leave it like this, and we'll see how it goes. There's a supercharger in Beaver, and there's another one in Cedar City, and then there's one in St. George down here. I think Cedar City is where we're most likely to stop if this percentage continues dropping or maybe even doesn't improve a little bit. As we're approaching Cedar City, I'll have to make that determination. One of the things I was uncertain of is the traffic. I was fully expecting this area to be super bad traffic. And right now, all indications are green, surprisingly. We'll see how it goes. I'm not really sure what to expect, so we're going to get on the road, and if there is bad traffic, then we might actually end up stopping and visiting with some friends down here in the Cedar City area, and also to charge potentially. So let's get on the road and see how it goes. And keep in mind, when we left the Richfield supercharger, this was at 10%, and the reason why it's this much lower is because I left the heater on here in the car the whole time that we were watching the eclipse and stuff, because it was cold and I was getting in here and warming up. So we lost, I think, about 6% with having the heater on all morning for the last 3 or 4 hours or so. We have arrived, and we have a notice here. Battery's very low, I know that, so I'm gonna go plug it in shortly. And we arrived with 7%, which is what it's been estimating for quite a long time, so that was pretty accurate. I'm probably going to take the car to a supercharger soon, but in the meantime I went ahead and just plugged it into the house here that we're at. So you can see we're getting 12 amps, and that's at 118 volts, so we're getting only 1 kilowatt from this house. And at this rate, the charge limit is set to 90%, and right now it's not even telling us how long it would take, it just says calculating, but I guarantee you it's more than 24 hours. Jessica and the kids are going to stay here at the house, and I'm going to go charge up the car. And it says that there are 4 of 12 stalls available, and it estimates that we'll get to that supercharger with 6%. So that's not very far away. I'm here at the St. George Convention Center supercharger. This is my first time being here since they installed some V3 superchargers. Before they had urban chargers and they did not work well. So I'm plugged in. Let's see. Looks like we got up to 126 kilowatts is what I saw just a moment ago. It might have peaked at 130, but I missed it. So we're at 6% now, and it estimates that it takes an hour and 5 minutes to get up to 90%. I'm not really sure how full I will charge the battery here, because I'm not in a hurry. I don't need to go anywhere right now, and I figured I need to get more energy into the battery than what we'll be able to get into it from the standard household outlet at the house that we're staying in over the course of time we'll be here. But I also don't need to completely fill it here, so I'll maybe go up to something like 75% or thereabouts, and then I'll plug it in at the house we're staying at to kind of top it off slowly over the next couple of days that we'll be here. I've now been here just over an hour, and we're up to 85%, so I went way past what I anticipated. I just fell asleep, and this is where it was at when I woke up. So we're at 31 kilowatts, and I'm going to unplug and go back to the house. I'm back at the house that we're staying in. I'm at 82%. And I'm going to open the charge port. So I'm plugging that in. I only have the charge limit set to 90% right now, so it only has to go up 8%, and so it's estimating 5 hours to go up that 8%. So I'll show you now how I have this plugged in. There is an electrical outlet right here on the side of the front porch here, But this is a GFCI protected outlet, and I tried to use it and it just pops instantaneously as soon as I try to start charging. So this one doesn't work for some reason. And I've heard that that's a pretty typical thing with GFCI. So I ran this extension cord down the side of the house here, and then around on the back patio area there's another outlet which also has GFCI buttons, but this one doesn't trip, and so this is where I'm charging from. We are at Dixie Rock in St. George, and we're gonna go on this short little hike up here to that cool lookout point up there. What you looking at, Lucy?
The sun.
Oh.
It looks like a yellow moon.
Are you excited for this hike?
Yeah.
All right. What did you girls find?
Cubby, I was trying to get to the top.
You love cubbies.
But then we were like, how are we going to get down? So then we just didn't. And stayed here.
Good story.
Oh, and he was my
It's a beautiful view from up here, and we're not even to the top yet. Let's keep going.
Yeah, see, I need sand for my...
Oh, you're stuck.
No, we aren't.
Can you get up, Lucy?
Yes. So slippery and smooth. Let me try.
Yeah. Maybe you can help each other. Good job helping, Lydia. It's a cool cavern.
I found a way.
Did you?
Yes. Sarah, look. Get on your hands and knees right here.
You want me to lift you up there?
Yes.
All
We
right.
have to get up there.
Jessie went around to the other side, and she's helping. Good teamwork.
That's me. My turn.
Cool. These steps like this one here are getting completely worn out. There's so many people coming up here every day. We came up here at the perfect time during sunset. Hey, look, girls, there's a bridge. That right there is the slit that the girls just climbed up. What, Lydia?
On the mountain.
Yeah. Claire, look at this view. Isn't it beautiful?
You guys look in this little crack, lots of people have dropped their water bottles down it.
And then this is the view from Dixie Rock. This spot where the girls are, we have a picture of Lucy, which I'll put on the screen, when she was here as a baby, and she was just sitting here eating sand. I'll show that now. Is that dirt really yummy, Lucy? Stop eating it. Oh, she's getting down.
Oh man, she's totally ready for canyoneering. Look at her, look at those moves.
Good job, Lucy.
Moves. That would be a very strange thing to say. Yes.
You got this, James. You can do it.
You can do it! I'm gonna go down to see if I can find anyone. Dad, how's the Debo?
You have lights around it. What do you think?
Cool.
Is this a fun hike? Yeah, it is.
While it's nighttime and by the D.
Uh-huh. We found this lizard. Oh, he squeaked.
He's slimy. He's slimy?
You said he's slippery?
Yeah.
Interesting. Just go show him to Mom.
Look, we caught a new lizard. A lizard thing. Can I hold it?
Maybe it's just a baby.
It's usually bigger.
I don't know, I'm not good at my reptiles.
Lucy, are you gonna let somebody else hold it?
Pet it.
Lucy. I bet it's
Can you
a
get it
baby.
close to James?
Yeah.
Can you let someone else hold it?
What if he runs away?
Well, you've had a long turn holding it. We're not taking it home.
What?
Why? We're not taking it home. Let someone else have a turn.
Don't squeeze him softly. That's like no. Yeah, that's like slimy. Here, look if it's
He's gonna break this poor thing.
on.
Lydia, do you want to turn?
I don't like holding
All
that.
right.
Looks scared. Yeah, is it slimy?
James is not gonna hold him.
Bye bye, slimy little thing.
Bye. Lucy.
Oh no! You slimy gecko thing or whatever you are. What? Got it.
Okay, now let it go, Lucy.
Let it go, Lucy. Whoa. Where is it?
He's gonna go in your clothing. You're never gonna be able to find him.
Well,
Turn around.
hey, you come back. You come back, you little guy.
Okay, put him on the ground, Clara. Go, be free! He's still just as confused as he was when we found him. Okay, let's just leave him alone. Let's go.
But what if he dies?
It's currently 8 p.m. and the battery's down to 81% after the driving we've done today, but it was only at 89%. I had stopped it at 90% earlier. And right now the charge limit is set to 100%. And it's still charging it just from a standard household outlet. And as slow as that is, it will take about 16.5 hours to get to 100%. But we're going to be leaving tomorrow at around 9:30 in the morning. So I think the battery is probably going to be around 96% or so when we leave, and that will be fine. All right, we're heading home, and this is going to be our itinerary for today. We're going to drive up to the Beaver, Utah supercharger, charge for about 25 minutes. It has us stopping in Nephi, but we may stay in Beaver long enough and then we don't need to do that, and then we'll get home. And it's estimating that we'll get close to home at 9% at 6:13 p.m. and it's currently 1:48 p.m., but we're not going to leave for just a few more minutes. And the battery on the Tesla is at 93%. Interestingly, I've noticed that here in the Cedar City area, it has us going on a bypass route around the freeway, and if we zoom in, it's showing a purple line of bad traffic along the freeway there. It's actually showing the same thing up here north of town as well, but that's on the southward side. So we'll probably just go ahead with the recommendation, because I found if the traffic is bad enough for it to reroute, that it's worth doing. So that's kind of interesting little tangent, but I'm glad that we have technology to tell us what is better. And right now it's estimating that we'll get to the Beaver supercharger with 36% still on the battery. We're now at the Beaver supercharger, and we got here at 31% on the battery. And I just plugged us in, and we're at 92 kilowatts. So it's peaked right around 100 kilowatts. It looks like 98 is what I just saw. The car already has us estimated at 30 minutes, and it has us going to the Nephi supercharger. We might skip that and actually go to the Provo supercharger just farther north of it, which is brand new. We've never been there. We're kind of curious about it. And we might actually charge more on this trip than we normally would, just to get home with the minimal state of charge. Because we have free supercharging, we might just save some of our home energy, charge here in Provo, and then we'll get home with a high state of charge. We're not in a hurry to get home right now. So we're going to explore this area. It looks like they have some construction going on and whatnot. Wow, look at that yellow Model Y. That is an amazing color. This used to be a car wash here, and I'm not sure what it's going to be. This area used to be quite small and now has, I think, 22 superchargers, and it started with 4 when we first purchased our Model S. So this area, we've had it in a lot of our past YouTube videos, and it's changed a lot through the years. So I just asked that guy, and this is going to be a beans and brews here. Hey girls, what did you get? And crackers, great. We have decided to just go ahead and charge at both the Nephi and Provo superchargers. Right now we're at 73%, and we're at a 40 kilowatt charge rate. The car estimates that we need to be here for 5 more minutes, and it estimates that we'll get to, it's saying you have enough energy to continue now. It's estimating that we'll get to Nephi at 16%, which is more than we usually need. We're usually 5-10%. So we're going to go ahead and just take off. We'll charge at Nephi for a little bit, and probably Provo as well, just because it's a little bit faster in our car probably to just stop more often, because our charge rate is so much slower than than the newer Teslas out there, like that one next to us. We are now at the Nephi supercharger, and so I've just plugged in the car. Coming over here, we're at 14% upon arrival, and looks like we are, oh, look at that. We got 132 kilowatts for a moment there. That's about as high as I've ever seen it. That's a little surprising. Right now it has an hour and 20 minutes to get to 100%, because that's what our state of charge is set to. So I'm going to navigate to the Provo supercharger, and now that I've done that, it's estimating that we'd get there right now at negative 1%, and that we need to be here for 10 minutes. So we're really not going to be here for very long, and we're going to go up to the Provo one. It'll be our first one being there just to see it. And by traveling short distances and going to each supercharger, we're able to keep the charge rate at a higher sustained amount because the battery is so low right now, and the battery charges more quickly when it's nearly empty. So that's the way that we get around the fact that our car charges so slowly now that it's quite old. This is our first time charging here at the Nephi supercharger now that they've added these V3s on this side of the building. There's several on the other side, and last time we were here, this was still under construction. And this is what the superchargers look like on the other side of the building. These have been here for several years, although initially there were only 4, and then they added 4 more. And I believe these are still the version 2 superchargers. Our estimated arrival percentage is now 17%, and we're down to 88 kilowatt charge rate. So we really didn't charge here for very long, but the girls want to see the Provo supercharger, so we're just gonna head there. We are now at the Provo supercharger. It's our first time we've ever been to this one, like I said, and definitely making a lot of noise. I've never seen this before. It's some kind of plastic sleeve on the end of the handle. That's weird. I don't know what that's there for. So the car just barely started charging, and we got here at I can't remember, it's now 16%, that's probably what we got here at. We could actually get home at 6% or 7% now, so we don't really even have to be here, but the kids were curious about this one, and so we're going to explore the area while the car charges and get some free energy. And it just offloads the amount of energy that we'll use at home, and we'll be able to use that energy for other things this winter. I've been starting to use an electric space heater to offset our consumption of natural gas, because electricity is free from our solar panels and free from the supercharging. So it offsets something that costs us money, which is the natural gas. So by charging here, it saves us some money. What do you think of this supercharger, Lydia?
12.
12? There's 12 of them? Okay, cool. These are now the closest superchargers to our house, and also the place that we traverse the most, so that we're really happy that this location is online now. The battery's up to 56% now, and we're down to 48 kilowatt charge rate. And we'll get home at this point around 46%, and we've had fun enough exploring this area, and it's getting late, so we're gonna head home. And just like that, we're home, and the battery is at 48%. I started charging the Tesla, and you can see right there it's showing 5 amps at 239 volts. And you can see the energy is coming from our travel trailer. And I charged the Tesla from the travel trailer, but since we've been gone, it filled up. So now it's down to 97%. And I'll put a card above to the video I made where I demonstrate how I go about charging my Tesla on a daily basis from my travel trailer RV's solar panels. But that's what I'm doing right now. I'm going to discharge the RV until it gets down closer to 40 to 50%, which is where I keep it. And on a daily basis, I usually just have the solar panel energy go straight through to the Tesla. I hope it's been helpful to see how well our 2015 Tesla Model S 85D did on this trip. I make these videos just to demonstrate to those who are considering buying these or who already own them what they're capable of still. I mean, we take ours on many road trips still, but it definitely takes longer, especially now that our charging speed, our supercharging speed has slowed down. It takes longer for us to get around than it would be if we had a newer one, but it still works, and the fact that it's free means that I am willing to wait more time, and my family is okay with it, and our young kids like to stop more often and explore around at the supercharger stops as well. So with that, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.